This is me, Madison, and I'm going to be Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and I'm going to put this on YouTube. So here we go. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Gurage rules. The one New York Times bestseller, Jeff Kinney. And see, my bookmark is books of the Bible, Old Testament and New Testaments. So there's my bookmark. So if you like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you're probably going to like this video. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Rules. Here is this. September. Monday, I guess my mom was pretty proud of us. Monday, I guess my mom was pretty proud of herself for making me write in that journal last year, because now she went and bought me another one. But remember how I said that if some jerk caught me carrying a book with diary on the cover, they were gonna get the wrong idea. Well, that's exactly what happened today. Sissy, my brother, Roger. Now that Roger knows I have another journal, I better remember to keep this one locked up. Roger actually got a hold of my last journal a few weeks back, and it was a disaster. But don't even get me started on that story. Even without my Roger problems, my summer was pretty lousy. Our family didn't go anywhere or do anything. But that's Dad's fault. Dad made me join the swim team again, and he wanted to make sure I didn't miss any this year. Dad's got this idea I'm destined to be a great swimmer or something, so that's why he makes me join the team every summer. Kill him, Brandon. No mercy, Todd. Stop shivering, Greg. Chatter, chatter. At my first meet a couple of years ago, Dad told me that when the umpire shored off the starter pistol, I was supposed to dive in and start swimming. But what he didn't tell me was that the starter gun only fired blanks, so I was a whole lot more worried about where the bullet was gonna land than I was about getting myself to the other end of the pool. Even after Dad explained the whole starter pistol concept to me, I was still the worst swimmer on the team. But I did end up winning the most improved at the awards banquet at the end of the summer. That's only because there was a 10-minute difference between my first race and my last one. So I guess Dad's still waiting for me to live up my potential. In a lot of ways, being on the swim team was worse than being in the middle school. First of all, we had to be at the school by 7:30 every morning, and the water was always freezing cold. And second of all, we were all crammed into 2 lanes, so I always had somebody on my tail trying to get around me. The reason we had to use 2 lanes was because swim practice was at the same time as the water jazz class. I actually tried to convince Dad to let me do water jazz instead of swim team, but he wouldn't go for it. Come on, ladies, get those arms up. This was the first summer the coach let us boys wear swim trunks instead of those skimpy racing trunks. But Mom said Roderick's hand-me-down bathing suit was perfectly fine. After swim practice, ha, your friends will be jealous because yours be so fast. After swim practice, Roderick would pick me up in his band's van. Mom had this crazy idea that if me and Roderick spent quality time on the ride home every day, we wouldn't fight as much. But what did was make things a lot worse. Roderick was always half an hour late picking me up, and he wouldn't let me sit up front. He said the chlorine would ruin his seat, even though this van is something like 15 years old. Get in the back. Roderick's van doesn't actually have any seats in the back, so I had to squeeze in with all of the band equipment, and every time the van came to a stop, I had to pray I didn't get my head taken off by one of Roderick's drums. Gah! Slide! I ended up walking home every day instead of getting a ride home from Roderick. I figured it was better to just walk the 2 miles than to get brain damage riding in the back of the van. Halfway through the summer, I decided I was pretty much done with the swim team, so I came up with a trick to get out of practice. I'd swim a few laps, and then I'd ask the coach if I could use the bathrooms. Then I'd just hide out of the locker room until practice was over. The only problem with my plan was that it was something like 40 degrees in the boys' bathroom, so it was even colder there than it was in the pool. I had to wrap myself up in toilet paper so I didn't get hypothermia. That's how I spent a pretty big chunk of my summer vacation, and that's why I'm actually looking forward to going back to school tomorrow. Tuesday. When I got to school today, everybody was acting all strange around me, and at first I didn't know what was that. Scream! Scream! Then I remembered I had a cheese pouch from last year. I got the cheese pouch the last week of school, and over the summer I completely forgot about it. The problem with the cheese pouch is that you can pass on to someone else, but nobody would even get within 30 feet of me, so I knew I was going to be stuck with the cheese pouch for the whole school year. Luckily, there was a new kid named Jeremy Pindle in homeroom, so that took care of that problem. Welcome to our school, Jeremy. My first class was pre-algebra, and the teacher put me right next to Alex Miranda, the smartest kid in the whole class.